Hey there, welcome to day 1104 of What's She Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting my journey as I transition from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business, or just from the offline world to the online world, and just sharing my journey as I go throughout this little adventure. And it's turned out to be a pretty big adventure, not a little adventure at all. And all the things that I've learned along the way, all the, decades of business experience in the offline, in the real world, in different industries, prepared me a little for some of the things that I experienced and encountered online, but not for all of them. There are definitely differences between how we do things in the offline real world. I like to call it the real world because it really irritates my online friends. My friends that have only ever done online business, totally different ball game. And it'd be kind of fun to do a contest or a show to take people from the online world and put them in the offline world, and people from the offline world with no experience and put them in the online world. I think that would be a fun reality TV show, but I mean, really do it and follow their stories, not just create fake stage reality TV like the news, for example. We don't want to do that. We don't want to create more fantasy for people. We want to actually show them how things really work. And that's part of why I do this piece. But today, let's day 5 of our 6th 30-plus day Get Up and Go challenge. And it's the day about priorities and setting priorities in the 7 key areas of our life and just ranking them so we know right this minute, right now, and of course it's always subject to change, what's most important to us right now: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, or contribution. So we know where to spend our time. Why do we want to set priorities, and why do we want to set priorities now? Number 1, it does what came up in do one thing every day that centers you. Our challenge today was the difficulty lies in choice. And so what choices do we have to make today? What difficult choice will we make today? Well, if we know what our priorities are and we have them in our mind at all times, it's easy to decide what we are and are not going to do. It's easy to know what to say yes to and what to say no to. We can say no to things without any guilt or any feeling, oh, I really should have done that, because it doesn't match what our brain and our subconscious and our conscious are telling us is most important for us right now. For example, I am prioritizing my health right now because last year was hard on me physically. The confinement, it just knocked and wreaked havoc on the ways I usually keep moving and going. Now, yeah, I can still walk around except in the snow, and I'm a slip and trip hazard, that's for sure. But I'm having to prioritize that. So if I ask myself, do I want a sea salt caramel today? The answer is just automatically no. Do I always want a sea salt caramel? Absolutely. It's my favorite thing in the whole wide world. I love caramels and sea salt caramels. Love them. It's hereditary. It's been passed down through generations in my family, and I am not immune to that. I love caramels. But I know that my physical well-being, my health, is a higher priority to me right now than the immediate gratification and satisfaction of eating that sea salt caramel. The impact of eating it is going to be more negative on my overall well-being, and it goes against my priorities. So it's easy to say no to that, even though it's something that I normally have to exercise a whole lot of willpower to do. So that's just a really simple, easy, everyday example of how our priorities can help us work toward our goals and objectives, work toward what it is that we really want in our life, without it being a big burden or a tough decision-making process or something that's uncomfortable and miserable for us. It becomes easy to make choices that I know are in my best interest physically when I know that mentally or emotionally I can live without that caramel right now. Because guess what? There's always going to be more sea salt caramels in the world, and I'll always be able to, down the line, unless I get hit by a truck tomorrow or today, be able to eat more sea salt caramels. So it helps priorities and having prioritized certain things and areas and aspects of our life make decision making really, really simple. So I'm going to encourage you today, like I did the people in the Get Up Mode Challenge, to think about the different areas and aspects of your life and what really is a priority for you. If you're not sure, look at the results you're getting in each of the areas and aspects of your life, and you can tell, where are you spending the most time? What are you spending the most thought and activity and energy on? Even if you're not making progress in that area, if you are spending a ton of time and energy, doubt and worry and fear about an area or aspect of your life, that needs to become your priority, just so that you can eliminate the doubt and the worry and the fear in that area and aspect of your life. So priorities. I'd love to have a discussion about this. I know I talk about priority every time I do a challenge, whether it's a 5-day challenge, a 10-day challenge, a 14, 30, or 90, or 365-day challenge. The topic of what's important to you, what do you want, and what are your priorities, and how do you decide amongst those priorities? And if we have those priorities ranked for us, I like to do a periodic review. Usually every couple of months now, I am re-examining my priorities and the areas of my life that I'm working on it, and asking myself, am I making progress? If I'm making enough progress in that area, I'll keep it the same. If I'm not, maybe it needs more time and energy and attention. So that was our Get Up and Go challenge for today. And I did my priorities. I re-ranked them, and if you want to know, I'll share them in the comments below the challenge today. But what's interesting to me is they've definitely changed. Due to COVID-19 and due to a lot of other outside forces, certain things are more important to me than they were before. Number one is physical well-being. Now, my physical well-being's been in the top 3 for at least the last 10, going on 11 years now, because I had a huge challenge, a huge health challenge that said either you change your physical well-being and the way you take care of yourself, or you're not going to be here anymore. You're absolutely not going to be. And so that kind of made that decision for me and made that a priority. My second is relationships. Got a new granddaughter on the way. My granddaughter, my kids, family, and relationships has become incredibly important. It always has been, but it didn't always be in the top 3 of my list, depending on what else I was trying to accomplish or was going to do. And I often found myself putting finances and other things ahead of the people that I love and care about the most. But 2020 has been a huge reminder for all of us that our relationships are critical and that we need to remember to put them in the top. At least I need to, I need to remember to put them in my top 3. And my other one was contribution. I'm at a point now in my life where, to me, it's more important that I'm contributing to the world in a positive way than anything else, than my mental, emotional, spiritual, or financial well-being. I feel like those are okay right now, or those are being handled and progressing in the way that matches my priorities and matches the way I want to progress in those areas. So I have time that I can step back and say, well, how can I make a difference? How can I really contribute to other people in the world right now to make the world a better place in a times when it feels like some stuff is just spiraling out of control, not within me and my life, but in other people's lives and in the world around us. So those are my priorities. I already mentioned that difficult choice and choices was our centering challenge for today. This is our 365-day challenge this year, doing one thing every day that centers you. And I think it's kind of a perfect one, for me anyway, for 2021. Last year was all about fun, and that was perfect for 2020 because I was hanging out with my 4-year-old granddaughter, and we were playing every day and having fun and having activities. So fun was a really perfect emphasis, especially during those chaotic times. It was important to remember that fun is an important component and a critical component to each and every one of our lives. Just like happiness and joy and love, all of those have to be part of our lives, or we're going to be miserable. At least my life would be miserable without them. So that is it. That's what I'm working on today. I'm doing actually 3 other people's challenges. I've got a meeting with one of my favorite mentors this morning that I'm excited to chat with her, and a bunch of other things going on, none of which matter right now. Anyways that you could see that you'd like me to contribute, share in the comments below. I'm always looking for feedback and ideas. I'm going to do the things I think feel right for me, but I'm always looking for what would help you the most, what suggestions would help you, or what trainings or information or topics or, strategies, business. I got business strategies up the wahoo, but is that what I'm here to and called to serve and share? I don't know. Ask. Let me know in the comments below. Have an absolutely amazing day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow to share my journey as I transition from the brick and mortar world to the online world. Have an absolutely awesome day. Bye.